What are you excited to see?
I don't know, shark?
That was nice. Hi everyone and welcome to our channel. We are Hannah and Johnny, also known as Finding Our Adventure. In 2020 we converted our Ford Transit to live in full time. Since then we've been on an endless adventure with our two cats Tia and Sky, exploring, living and working in our tiny home. Join us each week for a new episode of Finding Our Adventure.
Good morning everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Finding Our Adventure. We have made it all the way to Northumberland and we are on the Northumberland 250, which is
It's basically a route around Northumberland. We're currently actually in the North Pennines.
Yeah, so just outside.
And it is beautiful. It feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. We've got sheep right next to the van and just really nice views everywhere. The autumn colours are coming out and we're going for a little wander this morning around Allenheads, which is an old mining town.
What is it, lead mining town?
Yeah, an old lead mining town, which it isn't anymore.
Let's go explore it. We typically try to avoid these tourist routes, like we've always avoided most of the North Coast 500 in Scotland because it just becomes a bit of a tourist trap. And we've heard that this Northumberland 250 is actually very, very quiet and not really well known at the moment, and it's supposed to be spectacular, and it's also not very long, so we've got a bit of time before Hannah's sister gives birth that we can hop onto this route, have a little look around, and there's also a big beautiful stretch of coastline where there is good surfing apparently, so we might even be able to get in the water.
Yeah, and we're also, well, we are doing it off season even though it is half term this week, so yeah. We'll find out what it's like, but so far
there's no one here.
Here it's actually quiet, so.
They must get quite a bit of snow up here as well, because we were looking yesterday and in this town of Allenheads there is a hill and they actually do snowboarding and skiing up here, and they have a temporary, a non-permanent ski lift that's actually operated by a tractor. So that sounds really fun, and it sounds like a really cool, like a little idea where you obviously you're not too close to any, well the only ski resorts in the UK really are in Scotland. So it's pretty cool that they make the most of the snow they get up here. Oh, and also we read on Google yesterday that it's only £5 to get access to the ski lift, which must be the cheapest ski lift in the world, I reckon, because normally they're quite expensive. But £5, even if there's only one run, which I think there is only one run.
It's quite. It's not very steep.
Yeah, it's
very good for beginners.
It'd be a green slope, but if you're learning and you've got nothing else around here, £5 for a ski lift is, I'd say that's worth it. We've seen a few signs already that have said there's red squirrels around, and we actually saw a red squirrel last year in the Lake District, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we see some more red squirrels this year.
Maybe it'll help with my red jacket. I'm red.
I think you're one of them.
Yeah. We just saw a red squirrel just ran across the road and it went into the tree, and we weren't sure if it was a grey one, but then we saw it in the tree and it's got the long fluffy ears and it's hidden away from us, but we saw one.
We think they must have a really big conservation effort for red squirrels around here, because we just saw a sign that said if you see a grey squirrel to contact the office on the phone number and they'll deal with it, so they're obviously making a real big effort to let red squirrels thrive in this area. Okay, so we've just driven about 20 minutes from where we were to another town called Blanchland, and it's been owned and had abbey and monastery buildings here for over 800 years, and they are the white-robed canons that first set it up, so we're going to go have a little explore now.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to add that the Blanchland is actually named after, so Blanche is white in French, so that's where the name of the village came from. And it looks really pretty. It's one of the prettiest towns apparently in North England as well. There you go. So it feels really Christmassy here because all the doors are painted like a burgundy red, and they've got, some of them have got like really beautiful wreaths on them as well. Yeah. Behind me is Blanchland Abbey, and it's pretty cool.
We've driven a little bit further along to a place called Derwent Reservoir, and they actually allow overnight parking in the car park just behind me, but they close the gates at 5 p.m, and so you've got to be in by 5 p.m, and it costs £10 a night to stay here, and they only accept coins. It's a pay and display machine. So I'm heading back down to a shop now, back down out the park area, to go get some cash for tonight, and then yeah, we'll see if we can stay here for tonight. That was nice and easy. I was able to pay at the shop just down there for the parking, and I got a ticket, and she said that even though the car park gate closes at 5 p.m, the rangers will actually leave it unlocked for us just in case there's an emergency or anything. So now I'm going to head back up the hill, and we can spend the rest of the evening chilling here. And apparently last Friday they had the Northern Lights up here, so fingers crossed we get lucky tonight. Good morning everybody. We had a really nice peaceful night's sleep here last night. Because of the locked gate down below, we were literally the only ones in the car park, which was really nice. And there's a few fishermen who have arrived this morning now, and the sun has just risen over the reservoir and the dam, and I've got to go for a little walk and to see what the morning's like.
We've made it to Corbridge, and we're parked up in a nice big car park, plenty of room, and we're just heading into the town now. And it's well known for some Roman ruins, and it's supposed to be really beautiful, so we're just going to go and have a wander now, and we'll take you along with us.
A few months ago we finished watching The Last Kingdom, and obviously that's got a lot of history placed around this area in Northumberland, and this town of Corbridge has a lot of that history as well. So Ethelred, I think it was the king of Northumberland. He was actually killed by noblemen here, and then that created a whole series of events where the Danes took over, the Scots took over, and even people like Robert the Bruce came here and stuff, and the town was sacked, I think it all burnt down twice and flooded. So it's had a pretty rough history.
Yeah.
And there's actually lots of Roman ruins here. We're very close to Hadrian's Wall as well. So yeah, there's so much history going on here, and all the stuff that we watched when we were watching Last Kingdom kind of helps us understand a little bit of what was happening. So we're going to go try find some Roman ruins now.
Okay, so we have made it to Alnwick Castle, which is famous for being in the Harry Potter movies 1 and 2, where they are learning to ride their broomsticks. So we're just going to have a little wander now. The sun is starting to set, and it's a really nice calm evening. Good afternoon everybody. So we have been spending a very chilled morning in the van, because the weather was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? So where are we now?
We're walking along the coast. We've driven to the coast, and we're just by Bamburgh Castle, which is an old ruin, but it's a beautiful castle looking out over the sea. It's got dramatic cliffs behind it, and it's just been a really nice day, even though it was supposed to rain today, so we've been really lucky so far.
Yeah, and we just walked a little bit further to a beach, which was really pretty.
Yeah, the beaches look really nice around here, so I think that's what we're going to spend the next few days doing, is just chilling and heading along the coast. Yeah,
there's going to be so many. I'm sure we'll miss lots of them, but we're really excited to see this stretch of coastline, and we potentially have something exciting lined up for tomorrow as well. And we're just heading back to the town now, which is called
Crasta.
For some reason I thought it was Cradle. But yeah, it's called Crasta, and they were smoking fish, and you could smell the smoke when you were walking through the little village, which was really cool. And yeah, it's just really nice to get that fresh sea air. We've seen lots of wildlife as well, lots of birds, and I saw a fish jumping out the ocean a minute ago when we were having our lunch. So yeah, really loving it so far.
Yeah.
We have just arrived at our evening park up, and it's not very often you get views like this. We have literally got ocean views, and it's very calm evening. We haven't had bad weather at all. We've had a bit of sunshine. I think tomorrow's not looking so great, but it's been a really nice day out adventuring the Northumberland coastline.
Good morning everybody. We had a lovely peaceful night just on the edge of the cliff here, which was amazing. It's so nice being back by the ocean and falling asleep to the sound of the waves. It's something we haven't done since we were in Europe, and yeah, we just love being by the coast, especially when the weather's like this, and we've had such great weather for the first few days of this trip.
We did wake up to rain this morning.
Yeah,
like quite a lot of rain, so that was really nice actually, having the van somewhere where we can just chill for the morning, and then wait for the weather to get better.
Yeah, we've had rain in most of the evenings and night time, so it's nice that it's rained at night time and then been dry and not too bad weather during the day. So we're just going for a walk along the coast. We actually took Tia for a walk along here yesterday, and she walked quite far along the path, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to go for a little walk now and enjoy the coastal views.
Walking along the Northumberland coast path, which is actually 100 kilometres long, and you can normally complete it within 5 to 7 days. But we're not doing that today. But it's been really pretty. There's some really lovely beaches along this part of the coastline, lots of wildlife, and we're just going to head back to the van now, and we will show you where we're heading to next.
Okay, so we've just arrived at our cabin that we're going to be staying at for the next 2 nights, but you're going to have to tune in next week to see what we get up to here and exactly what it's like. But yeah, we'll pick you guys up in a couple of days. And we're back in the van, and today we're going to go find a nice park up somewhere near Bamburgh Castle. We've had a really great time in the cabin for the last 2 nights, so don't forget to check out next week's episode to see what we got up to in the cabin. But for now, we're going to carry on our adventure going along the Northumberland 250, and first stop is Bamburgh Castle. We've just made it to Bamburgh Beach, and we can see Bamburgh Castle just behind the camera here. So we're just going to work our way down to the beach now and go have a look at the castle. But it's such an epic view driving up to the castle along the roads here, because there's hardly any buildings around. So you can probably get a really good sense of what it was like back in the day when people used to, I guess, march against the castle. And it's just this monolith, this humongous castle that's just almost, I don't know, you would have been terrified if you tried to have to take that back in the day, because it just looks impenetrable. So yeah, we're going to go have a good fun time exploring now. I would also say as well that the side we've come onto the beach, the parking is quite limited. There's 2 car parks and they've both got height barriers, so we can't fit our van in there. And there is like parking just on like a lay-by here where it's designated parking, but it's quite narrow, so we are sticking out a little bit, but it's a dead-end road, so there's not many cars coming down there, so we feel pretty comfortable parking there. But the other side of the castle, there are lots of car parks where you can get the van in, but you have to pay for those ones, so that's why we decided to come this side.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
A bit more. There's a lighthouse, I think, just back down there as well. So we might go and explore there. But it's so beautiful. The sand dunes are just vast, and the sun's just about to set now. It's like we lost an hour yesterday and the sun sets now at like 4 o'clock, which is just crazy. So
it's getting towards winter and making the most of the daylight that we do have.
Yeah, so we've got about an hour left of daylight.
We've just found this tidal pool that's hidden behind the lighthouse here at the end of the Bamburgh beach, and it's called Cat's Pool, and yeah, it looks really cool for a swim.
Nice. That was better than I thought it would be. I really didn't want to go in, but yeah, actually wasn't too bad. Nice way to end the day. I left you hanging. And with that view, I mean, it's not bad, is it? We're off to do something very exciting today. We are going to be going on a boat tour with Serenity Boat Tours, and we're going to be going around the Farne Islands, and it's really exciting because there's lots of wildlife spotting opportunities, and we're in the autumn months now, so we're not going to be seeing any puffins, but if you come a bit earlier on in the year you can catch them then. We have got the best weather today for a boat tour. The sun is shining, and it was a little bit chilly this morning, but it's warming up now that the sun's come out. So excited to see some wildlife.
Fingers crossed.
What are you excited to see?
I don't know, shark.
Wow, high expectations on this trip. Okay, so we have got our ticket, and we're going to be doing the 1.5 hour tour today, which means that we're not landing on the island, we're just doing a visit of what we can see out on the ocean and near the island. There is another tour that you can also do where you can get off onto the island, and I think it's owned by the National Trust, so you also have to pay a fee to get onto the island as well. But we're doing the short tour today, and I'm very excited to get on the boat.
Hello there.
Such a great time on the boat tour. We saw seal pups, we saw loads of different birds, shags, lots of different seals, like lots and lots of them. Apparently there's about 6,000, I think he said, that live on those islands, and yeah, it was a bit choppy on the way back, but we had incredible weather, and I definitely recommend it. We got to see 2 lighthouses as well, and yeah, just buzzing from being out on the ocean today. So now we are heading back to the, well, we're at the van now, and we're going to cook up some lunch.